wow.
Let's look up Ronald's
The
team.
first team I see is Q for Ronald's team. Look at that.
Oh,
All the
also.
question mark.
Yeah.
5 of them. Wow. I know none of them's major besides Montgomery, but he might even be back.
All right. So just going down running backs, starters.
Grab another soda.
Yeah. Starters are Christian McCaffrey, James Conner. Backups are Rojo, David Montgomery, Breda, and Damian Harris and Sony Michelle. All right, Rubo, what do you think about his running backs?
I think he got some decent ones. I mean, McCaffrey, of course, and Connor. He should come back really strong this year to make up for it. Montgomery, I'm a little mad that he swooped him up. He's going to get that volume, but the injury is what concerns me now. Is it going to reappear? Ronald Jones, he could possibly lose his job. Breda, possibly still do what he did in San Francisco, being the backup. And the New England running backs. It's always been a committee. It's a gamble. Who are you starting?
Yeah, so I think Christian McCaffrey, overall, he's a guy
Don't trades off.
who you have to be number one overall with. But I think that his production is going to go down hugely. I mean, I think that you all have the debate. You have a new coach, you have a new quarterback, you don't want to wear the guy out. So, I mean, I think he does fall quite a bit from what he was, but he's still great. He's still the best. And James Conner is a guy who I think a ton of people sleep on. I think a lot of people don't put him in that same category. Press the single button, Rubo.
That's This is the first podcast, guys. We're going through some stuff.
James Conner's a guy who I think everybody has outside that, second tier of running backs that you want. But I think he should totally deserve to be within that
High ceiling.
Drake, in that Eckler,
If he's
in
healthy,
that role. He should be in that
he
tier
should
of
have been a
running
second
backs.
rounder. Real fast before, because I was out of the room. I love Bud's first 3 rounds. Even past that, but his first 3 rounds, that's how all the fantasy studs are saying to draft.
Yeah.
Best at each position.
If you're like that number 1 through 4 pick where you got one of those elite running backs, and you're like, get that quarterback turn, or get the tight end turn, get the quarterback after that. I love it. I wish I went more of that route. So that's gonna be loud. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so I loved his first 3 picks. We'll get into it a little bit, but I got a high grade for Bud.
Now, the huge benefit that comes from that is that you're able to get James Conner in the 4th round, 5th round, and he should have been way higher.
So you say that, but the injuries there every year with him.
Yeah.
So what's his backup running back? Montgomery and Jones. I like both. I feel like there's the safe guys who are gonna get
High
touches.
floors, yeah.
I mean, they're just if your Connor goes out, who is giving you that 15 to 20 points a game, you're gonna get a Montgomery. You're gonna get a Montgomery who's gonna get you 10, 15 plus a touchdown or so. So you could catch up to Connor.
And that's all they need because McCaffrey's 1.5.
Your other player,
He's 1.5 RBs. There it is.
you got some superstars there. So yeah, I think Bud was super intelligent with his draft picks.
So okay, so we love his running backs. Wide receivers: AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs,
Brandon
Cooks. Who else? Anthony Miller, CeeDee Lamb,
CeeDee Lamb.
Lazard. So I mean, whole bunch of good players.
I really like Bud's team. Yeah, sure, definitely weakest point. Wide
Yeah.
receivers.
Don't have the depth, but I mean, Josh Allen can have that monstrous, the thought with John Brown last year that he was going to be that downfield guy and boom, super strong arm who doesn't care to throw it, plus this guy that goes downfield like crazy. That combination gold, and it was a few games, but I think Diggs just does that, but so much better. So he has
Yeah, I feel like he's a pretty good route runner.
pretty high upside with that.
But I feel like they're such a run team.
Yeah, and they're going to be playing
He's
slower
gonna
defense.
get 3-4 catches a game. Hopefully, one of them's that 49-yard run for a touchdown.
And what do you think about AJ Brown? Does he repeat last year?
I know. So, probably back in June or July when I was first doing my research, I'm like, I'm getting AJ Brown. He was where I wanted Woods or Ridley. I was gonna get him there. The more I looked into it, he's a boom or bust. It's kind of scary to be a wide receiver one like this. He proved himself when Tannehill got there. Maybe they got something magical, but to be a wide receiver one, it's a little scary. I see him being a top 15 player, just by the big enough weeks.
I think a lot of things have to go right. So you're banking on Derrick Henry's health. You're banking yards.
Tannehill still.
That yards still are there. I mean, this guy's a big guy, but
Yeah, he's a rookie that broke top 15 last year.
yeah, and
Why can't he
that's
do it
what
again?
you want. You're banking on a lot of stuff. So that's, I mean, obviously going to be the weakest part. When you have such a strong, when you go for such strong mismatches with the quarterback, with the tight end, you're going to be having those weaker sides. All right. Going on into top quarterback.
Just real fast. So when Tannehill got there, that was after the bye week, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think so. All of his games were in double digits besides one. Then all of them were above 20 points besides two, which he had 14.8 in one.
I had him on my team.
So 23, 33, 23, 22. Did you have him last year?
I don't like him. I just don't. Who gets the ball more? Derrick Henry's going to have more rushing attempts than pass attempts on that team.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? You're going to stack the box with 8 people.
Yeah.
Then you're putting a tank out there in the field to just catch the ball and run these smaller DBs over. That's why he was so monstrous last year, and that's why his success depends on Derrick Henry having more rushes than them passing the ball. AJ Brown needs to be on that single coverage, being a tank, just running over people. Having that deep downfield, like just mismatches on these people, and that's what you want. So if that can continue, that's what you want.
Sorry, I got confused here. So I looked at George Kittle. They have him at number 2 last year. So didn't we go over Wallen? They had him at 2. Were they tied? That's why I said that earlier. Let's look back at Waller, number 2. Oh, they were exactly tied last year. Waller got the same amount of points as George Kittle.
So Bud did a couple interesting choices. That's not.
Yeah, I was shocked.
He went Mahomes over Jackson, and he went Kittle over Kelsey. Do you agree with that?
So when he did that, I was like, why didn't he get Kittle? I like Mahomes personally. I feel like Jackson does too much running, but he has a good passer too. But I just think Mahomes is Mahomes, and he's gonna. It's the safer of them two. The Kittle, I was like, why would he do that? But he doesn't want the same two tight end quarterback. If he's banking on that and they have a bad game, then they're done.
Yeah.
At least he has a top 2 tight end, so it's not the same team.
I completely disagree. I think that he went with Kittle because I think he will be the number 1 tight end this year. I think he is the guy who I wanted bad. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, Ruvo didn't get Mahomes, that means somebody else will. The Kittle has fallen to me. I want Kittle. Bud, trade me Kittle. But
I don't like it. I don't like the 49ers.
He is the only guy who's going to be receiving it. He's going to be getting all the touchdowns. I mean, their receivers are just getting hurt and hurt. Garoppolo is a adequate passer, and he's going to be giving Kittle the ball because that's the only guy that he can over there. He is going to be the number 1 tight end this year, and I am insanely jealous. But got him.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely top two. I don't believe Kelsey's until I see it. You know, not taking that number one spot. But you know, what's the difference? Kittle got 186 last year, and Kelsey got 209. So there was a big difference.
Big difference.
Really big difference. So that's saying a lot, I guess. If you believe that.
So,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, stud. Either way, only person on that goddamn team. And they said he's okay. He has a questionable, what I see, he's okay. All the people on his team's okay that has Q's.
so what do you grade his
Besides
team?
Montgomery. I gotta give it like a, I'm gonna say he'll go, he's gonna be a better team. He's gonna go similar to Lauren, I would say. I gotta get somebody. 8 and 5. Actually 9 and 6. 9 and 4. 9 and 4.
You're reading my mind. I'm going 9-4 also. I give him A minus with this draft.
Yeah, A minus.
9-4, A minus. Rubo?
I was thinking 9-4 as well, and B plus.
I mean, real fast is you guys Lamb and Lazard. Those are two
High upside guys, yeah.
Those are two sleepers that I was eyeballing.
And he has 2 of the 5 running backs for New England.
You want Lamar Miller? I'll trade him too.
Hey, bud, I know you're gonna talk the most shit about this podcast.
He's not gonna
Please
watch
take
it.
it easy.
He's not
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
watch
I mean, maybe we could like tag everybody at their like minute
Oh, that'd be
marker,
cool, yeah.
and you know, they could just